Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to start off with a very quick market update to get you up to speed, and then we're going to talk about the hot topic in real estate right now, which are interest rates. What does that mean for your borrowing power? What does it mean for your existing mortgage? If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in Vancouver, and I make these educational videos to help you in your buying or selling journey. Without wasting any time, let's get started. So when we look at the stats from last month, we have a tale of two markets in some ways between Metro Vancouver and Fraser Valley, but a lot of similarities as well. From a year-over-year basis, sales quantity down anywhere from 40% to 50%, depending on if you're looking at Metro Vancouver or the Fraser Valley. Again, that's not sales prices, that's just quantity of sales. Not uncommon for sales to be down overall in the summer months, July and August, but that's obviously a significant decrease. The next thing we want to look at obviously is what does inventory look like, and here's where there's a big difference between Metro Vancouver and Fraser Valley. Fraser Valley had a surplus of listings, inventory up about 44% year over year when you compare it to the same month last year. In Metro Vancouver, not remotely close. I believe the number was 7 or 8% increase in inventory from a year-over-year basis. So inventory piling up in the Fraser Valley. What does this mean for prices, or what has this meant for prices? When we talk about prices on this channel, oftentimes I'm talking about month over month, because when we look at a year-over-year basis, all segments are up. Fraser Valley, Metro Vancouver, doesn't matter the product type. On average, prices are up 10%. So had you purchased real estate a year ago, you'd still be in a great position. But when we look at it on a month-over-month basis, the hardest hit product type, I guess you could say, is the detached home in the Fraser Valley, down about 5% on a month-over-month basis, and again, that's a pricing metric. In Metro Vancouver, depending what you're looking at, condos, townhouses, detached, down about 2 to 3% on a month-over-month basis. So the big news in real estate right now, like I mentioned off the top, are the ever-increasing interest rates by the Bank of Canada. September 7th, they just announced another raise, a 0.75 basis point raise, which we knew was coming. When the bank did their last raise, they did say that they were front-loading the raises and that there would be more to come. They said the same thing this time around as well. So there's another Bank of Canada meeting at the end of October, and it's expected that we're going to see rates increase at that time as well. The whole premise behind raising interest rates by the Bank of Canada is they are trying to combat inflation, which has gotten out of control. I believe I mentioned on this channel, inflation did actually come down in the last report, but the reason that it came down was based solely on gas prices coming down. And that's not a good indicator of where we're actually at in terms of the inflation number. We're actually much higher than was actually reported if you take out that gas metric. And of course, the Bank of Canada is concerned about the entire scope of inflation rather than one product type, I guess you could say. So inflation still needs to get under control. It's the bank's mandate to get that inflation number to 2 to 3%. I think last report we're sitting at about 7.5%. So we do have a ways to go, and what that tells us is that there will be a future, at least one more future increase this year. I don't expect it's going to be as large as we just saw, but expect one more increase on interest rates, which obviously directly affect mortgage rates. So here in Canada, let's talk about how this affects borrowing power, how interest rates going up affects mortgage rates. Here in Canada, we have what's called a stress test. And basically, without getting into too many details here, I believe I've spoken about it on a previous video. The stress test right now is roughly at 7%. And what that means is this is the number, the interest rate, mortgage rate that a bank looks at when they are pre-approving you or approving you for a mortgage. 7% is a very high, very significant rate. So you have to show the bank that you can actually afford your payments should interest rates rise further. Now, this is a consumer protection, so this is a good thing for you if you're considering entering the market. You're kind of worried about, okay, what if interest rates keep increasing? The nice thing about Canada is they put you in a position to guard against that through the stress test. But that also means your borrowing power decreases in the neighborhood of about I'd say 9 or 10% based on the last raise. So now what you're able to borrow comes down. So again, the stress test is there to protect you. It does affect your borrowing power. The reason I bring this up is obviously the question that always gets asked to me and on this channel, comments, etc., is, do I purchase real estate right now, or do I wait? Do I wait until rates increase further and maybe prices come down further? As we talked about off the top, in terms of true price metrics coming down, I would say the peak of the market was February of this year, and since then in some product types we're already down 20 to 30% in terms of prices. On the month-over-month basis, again, anywhere from 2 to 5%-ish prices coming down. So if you were to move forward in the market right now, there's a couple things going in your favor. Number one, again, that stress test is not going to allow you to overextend yourself. Number two, you're already purchasing real estate at a significant discount off of the peaks that we saw in February. And number three, you are not going to have to compete as frequently or at all for properties. And as someone obviously that works with buyers in hot markets and cooler markets, the safest market to purchase in my opinion, and if you ask my clients, they'd probably tell you the same thing, is a market that is slower, that is cooler, that is a buyer's market. What happens when you are competing and you're going up against other offers is oftentimes you're given literally a 5 to 10 minute window to decide whether you are going to pay 20, 30, 40, 50 grand more than you had expected to pay for a property, and often without subjects. So I think riskier decisions are made in hotter markets, in seller markets, whereas yes, interest rates are increasing and prices are coming down, but there are a lot of knowns. There's some consistency there. There's a little bit less pressure. You can do your due diligence and make sure that you can afford, if rates were to go up, that you can still afford your payment, that you're happy with how your lifestyle might be. You have that opportunity in this type of a market. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about entering the market. Sometimes you need to just cancel out the noise, but do your due diligence. Cancel out the noise, do your due diligence. If it makes sense for you, then you move forward. And my personal opinion, this is from my own experience and client experience, is in Vancouver, there's never a bad time to purchase real estate if you are purchasing for the long term, and especially if you're purchasing a principal residence. In fact, markets like this are more favorable for buyers. You can take your time, you can view more properties, you can have all your subjects in your offers. So you're actually in a safer position to make a better decision, get a better deal on a property, and not make a high pressure decision that's going to set you back in terms of overpaying for a property. So guys, I hope you learned something in this video. If you did, it would mean a ton to me if you could hit the like button and consider subscribing. What that does is it sends the video to more people so they can also be helped. If you have any questions on any of this in the video, you can leave a comment below or reach out to me directly. All my contact info is in the description box below. If you're in the Vancouver area and you need real estate help, reach out to me as well. But outside of that, thank you guys again so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.